Bless and Jay and I were sitting there in the arcade between the Bank of Venice and the Cairo Cowboy, right where the club is, and we were jamming. Brendon came up. He was clearly distraught. He was clearly in an altered state, all right? Like many of the drunk yuppies coming out of the bars are. You know what? And he was a little obnoxious, like many of the drunk yuppies coming out of the bars are. And you know what? He just wanted to look me in the eye and tell me about his life. That's really what he wanted to do. And you know what? He wanted to hug me, too. And I wasn't really interested in being hugged by a drunk stranger. I didn't know what his name was. And he was a muscular man. You know, I can see why someone would be intimidated. So what did I do? I just looked him in the eye and I listened to his story. And you know what? I didn't want to give him a hug, but I gave him a hug. And it wasn't that difficult. And that's who your officers killed. That's who the bouncer threw down. I just want you to know that. That's what I saw. That's what I experienced. I used my hands. I used my mouth. I used my eyes. That's how I dealt with the situation. With my mouth, with my hands, and with my eyes. I didn't need to pull out the switchblade.
Didn't the cops shoot and fell?
This is a witness to the crime.
And by the way, the cops didn't ask me my story.
No one's shutting
The cops didn't ask me what I saw. In fact, I stood there. Okay, I'll talk to him afterwards.
Hey, they're going to try to kill the witnesses, don't
I stood there
have the
in
video
front of the Cairo Cowboy and I said, because I left to go talk to a lady friend. I told the musicians I'd be right back. I came back in about 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later, I heard the gunshots. I heard the gunshots while I was driving in my car. Pop! Then I heard another pop, pop. Maybe it was like a burst. I couldn't tell if it was one or two.
How many? Oh, two.
Two bird, 1, 2, or 3. I couldn't quite. No, there's definitely 2 or 3. I pulled around and parked my car. Came up. The police had already started cordoning off the scene. I stood there. I said, "What happened?" What? I saw Brendon Glenn down there. He was breathing. I saw him breathing. I saw no one applying first aid. I said, "Is someone going to apply first aid?" So we're waiting for the ambulance. I said, "Okay, well you should know how to apply first aid if you're going to carry around those weapons." So eventually 3 cops came up. 3 cops coming up to me with kind of Nazi salutes. "Get out, clear the area, clear the area." One of them pushed me in the chest. No one's asked for me to hear the story, but I got pushed by a cop, which is assault in fact, because it's a lawful place for me to be. I was a witness.
They want to kill you.
Yeah. And so then after I said, "No, I'm not leaving. This is a lawful place for me to be." At that point, another tall cop came and pushed me really hard, almost knocked me over into a car.
It's the wolf guard and chicken.
And I would actually like to see a prosecution for assault against me. I'd like to see that.
It's on video.
Alright.
Fill their pockets.
I'm a member of this community. I've been a member of this community for 24 years. I was born and raised here. I've seen it all. I knew Brendon. I knew him personally. I saw him on the beach every single morning. He was the peacemaker of the beach. He might not have been around the longest time, but as long as he was here, he was a peacemaker. There was nothing in his body that would hurt a fly or an ant or anybody. There's video on the internet of him getting fought with and him not doing anything. Why aren't you releasing the video? This is good. What am I going to tell my kids? What am I going to tell people? To stay away from you? You're not protecting us? What am I going to tell my kids growing up here? Stay away from the police. Go to that guy. I know him. Go to that guy. He's safe. Go to him. Don't go to those guys. Those guys will kill you. That's what I think. That's what I look at you guys as. I look at you, I'm freaked out, I'm scared. I don't want to go and talk to you about the guy punching me in the face on the block. I'm going to go and find somebody that I know. And he's going to help me. Not you. You guys are going to fucking find something wrong with me. Find something to charge me for. Something wrong with the way that I look. It's always that. It's always been like that. It's always been like that in Venice. People here in Venice, they look a certain way, but they're not a certain way. We try to blend in for a good reason. There's a lot of things going on here. There's a lot of gentrification. A lot of people don't want to be a part of it, so we act a certain way, and we are a certain way. There's a lot of people that are transients, that aren't homeless, that stay here for a minute and then leave, and then they come back. Hey, good to see you, bro. Glad you came back. That's what Brendon was. And you killed somebody that was gonna change Venice. He was changing it. Like, he was changing this place. And you guys killed him and murdered him. And now I don't get to see him every day. And thank you. And I don't know.
We're gonna get